Hi guys, my name is Tanya Elizabeth Arrow and I am so grateful to be with you here today. First, I would love for you to share what you are grateful for with me on Twitter, and you can see my account here. And if you also want to share this webinar, that would be great so your friends can join you. So first, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I am proudly presenting how to excel in a changing environment, create engagement, and improve your results in business, most importantly. So you made an awesome choice to attend, and I want to congratulate you. You are one of the few who actively seek to see what more you can learn and how to take action and get a continuous self-development. My mission is to serve as many as I can and engage you in your professional lives. I am an expert in the field of digital transformation in the private sector, having worked 15 years as a sales and marketing executive for companies like Microsoft and most recently Google, with clients from all types of industries. I have vast practical experience in change leadership and business transformation. Through my work in the above-mentioned companies, as well as having lived and worked in France and in Switzerland, working for Elisabeth Arden in Switzerland and Orbitz Worldwide in France. I help people within organizations in the areas of attaining purpose, excelling in a changing environment, increasing motivation, and improving results. This webinar is all about you and how you can grow your sales by bringing outstanding value to your clients, how you can differentiate yourself and what you bring to the clients that differentiate you from the rest. Before we go any further, I just wanted to get over some quick house cleaning with you. So make sure to close down all other windows and all distractions, tabs, screens, etc. Make sure to make this window a full screen. Turn off your phone, close the door wherever you're at so you can give full attention to this webinar and get an immersion in the subject. Also, take out pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes. So I'm going to be telling you a quick story on how I saw the need to step up in the value that I give my clients and how I initiated the training at Google that I'm about to share in parts with you. It was an incredible journey and I can't wait to share it with you. And then we're going to cover bits and pieces of that two full day training, and we'll go through how you can apply this in your business. We're going to cover feedback from the training and from my coaching, feedback on the exact same tools that I will share with you. And at the end, I'll give you a bonus, so stay tuned to the very end. This webinar is about 50 to 60 minutes, so let's get started and dive into my story. So, in 2018, I was living what I considered then to be my dream. I had a great French boyfriend, wonderful house in the countryside here in Norway, a wonderful smart Brabus Roadster, I love my cars, and a great, amazing, outstanding job at Microsoft, hence the business card that I found the other day. Then my boyfriend and I made a decision that changed our lives radically, and big challenges started to appear. So the story of how I got into business development started with my self-development when I was quitting my job in Microsoft to go live in Paris with my French boyfriend. So I went from a very safe and great environment that I knew to an unsafe and unfamiliar environment where I found myself not knowing the rules of the game, both in business and in my private life. My certainty in what I could create and make happen crumbled. My state had changed to the negative being pessimistic of what I could achieve. I felt like a fish at land, really, not knowing the cultural business rules in France and certainly not knowing how to go about the social rules, and they were quite different from Norway. I felt very insecure. I had to quickly learn the ways to become successful in this particular business and somehow come up with a way to improve my rapport with clients and with my coworkers at least. So my strategy became colored by my poor state and the new story that I told myself that I couldn't make it, and hence I did not get the results I wanted. And I will talk about this tool that you see in the picture later in the webinar, because it's actually a tool. So have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're about to kind of lose it all, either as a result of your own decision making or other circumstances? Either way, change can be very painful. Finally, I decided to make the leap and change environment, jobs, and the relationship that wasn't working. We're still the best of friends though. Therefore, I courageously bought an old Ford for about €1,000. I drove it to Switzerland, hoping it would go as far. And I started a new life, a new job, working for Elizabeth Arden. So what did I find out about the world in all these perpetual changes? I found out that the most adaptable wins. The only constant is change. Things will keep changing, whether you like it or not. I adapted, changed what didn't work, and I succeeded. My time at Elizabeth Arden went so well that after actually 1.5 years, I had regained my certainty and positive state. I had changed my story and my strategy, and I was employed at Google in the year when 2 million people applied for a job there and only 0.08 got it. So I was one of the lucky few. So what have I learned at Google? I've learned that what you don't know will cost you, as this image of new disruptors in business shows. And I remember I had a conversation with some executives and directors in a global major hotel chain that would not believe and did not believe that Airbnb could be a competitor to them. Fast forward 2 or 3 years, we all know what a great position Airbnb has in their industry now, and they don't even have hotels or hotel rooms to offer, right? So they have, but they're not owning the hotels. So the revolution in digitalization, a constant increasing amount of data available for businesses to take advantage of, and the changes in consumer behavior creates a constantly changing and evolving business landscape. You will need to constantly improve and develop your business tools and skills to win the game. Facts don't cease to exist just because you ignore them, and business is about the future, and we all know the future is unknown. So, my question to you, if you're not delivering outstanding results where you are now and really resolving the client's issues, how will the future look for you? You might be out of work, business and career pretty fast, no matter how good a resume and how good a background you have from the past. This because your business or the company you work for will not survive if you don't deliver outstanding work every single time. And what happens when a company goes through change and perpetual change and employees need to update their skill set? ProSci is a leading American benchmarking company within the change management industry, and their flight risk model shows how people react to change from the very first rumor or communication of a change within the company. So as you can see, you might actually lose productivity, or productivity might drop. You might experience employee dissatisfaction as a leader. You might experience a passive resistance to the change. And you can actually lose valued employees, and it will have an impact on your customer satisfaction, right? And you can also at the end have this active resistance and opting out of change from employees that you really want to have on board moving forward. And I'd like to ask you a question to get you activated as well. So have you ever in a company experienced a gap between your skill set and the knowledge needed to improve your results, be it a change product, be it with clients? In 2013, in the position as industry manager at Google, I really felt the digital revolution and the change in consumers' media behavior, creating new needs from our clients and partners. These needs demanded me to think differently and bring new sets of tools and insights to my clients. I had to become another type of client executive. We had to become trusted peak performance advisors and change agents for our clients. Therefore, I initiated and helped deliver a training that would give us the tools to further solidify our trusted peak performance advisor status, and that would help us solve our clients' needs by being their change agents. And I will share some of the tools with you in this webinar, so stay tuned. So as a result, by the training that I will share with you insights from today, I was able to help, for instance, a big hotel chain increase their sales with 30% and decrease their costs with 10% just within the period of a quarter. So the most important thing, as I've learned, is not to love your product, but love your client. Find out what they want, create it, and then give it to them. So, in order to improve our results, let's take a step back and look at what drives our everyday actions. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is one of the few people who has analyzed the processing power of the brain. He estimates that our nervous system, through our 5 senses of sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch, is bombarded by 2 million bits of data each second of the day. We can only digest approximately 126 bits of data, or between 5 and 9 manageable chunks each second. We filter out the rest of the data by deleting, distorting, generalizing information that we don't need. That's a lot of data to get rid of. No wonder why 2 people remember the same event differently, as the 126 bit of data that you focus on will be different from the 126 bits of data that I focus on. Have you ever experienced that you're recalling something with someone, be it your loved one or somebody else, and they're remembering the event completely different, or remembering bits of the events that you don't, or remember things to be different? Maybe you remember it to be positive and they remember it as a sort of negative event. So what we delete, distort, or generalize depends upon the values and beliefs we have accumulated over the years. And for your information, you can actually change your values and beliefs. This is a tool I won't share with you in this webinar, but I'll share it with you in the webinar series. So, because we each filter the events through our different value and belief systems, our filters act like a pair of sunglasses, filtering through only those things which we decide to unconsciously pay attention to. And the good news is that you can change your filters. Just like I said, you can change your values and beliefs. And this will change your perception and your experience of the situation. And that is why managing yourself through knowing your outcome, knowing your ultimate result, is so important, because we all get bombarded by all these impressions every day. So let's do a poll and be honest with yourself. What are you focusing on? What are you thinking about as you're preparing for a customer meeting? Are you 100% focused on a positive outcome? Or are you thinking, what might go wrong? I'm scared of this happening, etc., etc. I'll tell you why it's important to focus on a positive outcome. This is a model presented to me by Tony Robbins, and it shows the correlation between your potential, your actions, your results, and the belief you have, the meaning you give everything after you have had the results. What affects how you can manage yourself? What you think about your potential, it influences, affects your actions. So if you think you have a great potential of running a marathon, which I do, so I've enlisted for my first marathon and I'll be running it in a couple of weeks. Then I will take great action, massive action. I'll register. I'll start running more, regularly and having different sessions, strategic sessions of running. And then I'll get, improve great results of that. And my belief is enforced. I am a lean, mean running machine and I can run and this will go great. So my potential increases more. And then you have even more action put into it because I have a greater potential. So if you think you have a great potential for accomplishing an outcome, a result, you will take massive action and work hard towards the goal. If you think that you don't have a great potential for something, you probably won't even take any action in doing it. And thus you'll get bad results and your belief is strengthened that you cannot do this. So it's all about having that positive potential outcome in what you can achieve. So now we've talked about what affects how you can manage yourself. Let's look at some tools on how to effectively manage yourself. One tool is what I've already shown you, the state, story, and strategy tool. Your state is affected by 3 things that can be called the triad. First part of the triad is what you focus on. Do you focus on a positive or a negative outcome? Do you focus on what can go wrong or what you want as an ultimate outcome? An example here I have from in this field is a co-worker at Elizabeth Arden telling me that it was easy for me because I had a great career and background, so it was easy for me to accomplish anything that I wanted and also change things that I didn't like. So what does that story tell you up front about the end results he will have in changing his job for the better or changing the things that he doesn't like? Second part of the triad is physiology. Changing your physiology changes your state. Breathing exercises, singing, celebrating, dancing, working out, it all can change how you feel in an instant. The third part of the triad is language. What words you have in your vocabulary and what range of words. Do you often use the same words all the time? And what you say when you meet challenges. It determines your outcome and your destiny. The second tool I have here is priming. So, and why should you do it every day? By the way, I just wanted to say that changing your state and your story will ultimately change and massively improve the strategy that you make for reaching your outcomes. So let's go to the second tool that I have pictures here. What is priming and why should you do it every day? Priming is an exercise getting in state that can involve many tools. For instance, I do some minutes of gratitude each morning where I really feel great about something that I can be grateful for, and also enjoy it. I am in that moment reliving what I'm grateful for. Then I go through some breathing exercises, and then I have 3 things that I'm going to create, that I want to have as a result, and I envision those things as real, and I celebrate them, and I enjoy having those results. This is a very powerful tool to get you in a great state for the day. I feel real joy and excitement by seeing these things as accomplished, and handling challenges that becomes a kind of game instead of rolling out of bed and just getting on with your day. And last but not least, we have something called the mood meter, which I will show with you in more detail in the webinar series. So I want to talk about it though, because it's so great a tool. Here you can accurately measure your state at any time during the day. Highly effective tool. And it's about, okay, which state am I in now? How can I change that in an instant? How can I change that state and become more empowered in an instant? So let's go into the next area of knowledge that I've accumulated. There are 6 principles of success. Successful leaders, for example, do not have fewer problems than less successful leaders, but they deal with the problems in different ways. It's not luck that separates world class from the rest of the pack. These individuals have a very deliberate way of thinking and behaving, and it is this that makes the difference. The good news is that we can learn how they think and behave differently. So, I wanted to share the 6 principles of success with you. Get clear on your outcomes. Revisit your outcomes. Double check that they really motivate you and that you're totally clear on what you need to get there. Now focus on what you want to achieve. Wherever you put your attention on in your life will grow stronger. 2. Know why it's a must for you. What are the reasons for wanting to achieve these outcomes? Ask yourself, if I don't do this now, what will it ultimately cost me? Make sure that your goals are for you and that you're not achieving them for anyone else. Principle number 3, take action. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals, including things you don't want to do? And believe me, in starting a company, I've done a lot of things that I don't want to do, like, putting videos out on Facebook to talk about the industry and the issues of the industry that we're in, etc. Challenge yourself by asking if you're prepared to take 100% responsibility for the achievement of your goals. Because to the extent that you do not, you're giving your personal power away. The only good thing is that you always have someone else to blame if you're giving your power away. So, principle number 4, know what you are getting. Be very aware of what works and what doesn't. Ask for feedback and constantly evaluate your approach. Think of feedback as a gift and remember to learn from any action that doesn't quite go to plan. Principle number 5. Be prepared to change your approach. You must be prepared to be flexible and have a healthy attitude to risk. If what you are doing is not working, do something different. Insanity is trying something, over and over and, asking for a different result, right? Principle number 6. Ask for help from those who are already successful. When making major changes, the most successful people in life those who have already done it. They do this by going on courses, being coached, and simply asking for advice. It's so important. I also, after having, shared these 6 success formulas, wanted to share a formula that we used in Google when working with clients and when we were working on solving an issue or doing a presentation on a challenge for the client. It was 3 parts of the equation, and getting these 3 parts right were the kind of recipe for magic. So you had insights, you had to have the right insights, the right type of insights for the challenge. And you also had to give a solution. And can you think of why it's times between these 3 aspects in the recipe? It's actually because if you have 0 insight, there will be no magic. If you do not have the challenge, if you don't know the challenge, then you won't be able to create magic either. Okay, so we looked at the importance of managing ourselves, and also 6 steps to success, as well as the magic formula for great results with the clients that we use in Google. Now let's take a look at how to build rapport with your clients and partners when communicating with them. There are 4 different types of patterning that have been identified in language. People speak using visual, auditory, feelings, or logical words. Another way of describing these would be preferences in our thinking patterns. If I say to you the word sea, what comes to mind? Do you see a picture of the sea, hear the sound of the waves, or remember the feeling of hot sand under your toes? The different ways of thinking are, as mentioned, visual. You process information in pictures. Things have to look right for you to take action. Auditory. You process in sounds. Things have to sound right for you to take action. Feelings. You process through feelings, whatever you feel, right? Things have to feel right for you to take action. Logical. This style processes through logic and what makes sense. These people can be disassociated from their feelings, and they have to understand something for it to make sense to them before they take action. Although we use all of these representational systems, you'll find that you have one preference towards one of these styles. So what's really fascinating is that each of these styles has characteristics that are common of that style and uses language that represents their preferred style. That means that you can start to spot someone's style easily if you're on the phone, you can build a great rapport by matching the language and physiology that they use. Also, please remember that this is a model based on generalizations of behavior. We're all different, right? And we're going to do an activity looking at what is your preferred style, so that you can also learn how to see the preferred styles in others. And I'll go through these in more depth in the webinar series, but I wanted to present it to you here. So we'll take the communication styles preference test, and you'll answer the 5 questions and transfer your scores on the answer sheet that follows. So we'll go through this. For each of the following statements, please place a number next to every phrase. Use the following system to indicate your preferences: 4, closest to describing you, and 1, least descriptive of you. So please do the 2 questions here, or the 2 statements here now, and range the numbers. Okay, so we'll do the next 3 questions. And then you remember that 4 is closest to describing you, and then 1 is least descriptive of you. And please place 1 to 4 in the open areas here. And I'll give you a minute to do that. What's really fascinating is that each of these styles has characteristics that are common of that style and uses language that represents their preferred style. So that means that you can start to spot someone's style, different style, right? And now that I want you to copy your answers from the previous page onto the lines below, and you'll by adding them up, you'll see which of the 5 communication styles that is your preferred one. Encountered people that are pretty close on 2 communication styles. That's just because we're all different, right? So after going through all of this that we've gone through now, I want to ask you, would you like to be regarded as a trusted peak performance advisor and a change agent, both internally amongst your peers and externally with your clients? And what would that do to improve your results? After today's training, can you see that a peak performance program can support that vision? You know it would. And you know that it would do wonders for your results. However, what I found frustrating before I went through the peak performance program was to know how to become a trusted peak performance advisor and a change agent. How do you know what you want to achieve and how to make a strategy based on your outcome? How do you become a trusted advisor? How can you become a peak performer both for your company and your clients? And how can you give the utmost value to your employer so that you're not fired for simply being good enough? I want to ask you another question. How would you feel if you could successfully excel in 10xing your results in business? 10xing meaning, 10 times. So the training that I initiated and held at Google, or helped deliver at Google, was stated to deliver unique tools, proven methodology, and valuable insights that they could use immediately following the training. And the CEO of Google Norway, which actually attended the training, say that he can highly recommend this training to any company that are going through changes and needs to improve their results. He actually told me after the training that he had been to a lot of trainings. You can only imagine the CEO at Google being in a lot of trainings, and this really delivered unique tools that he hadn't seen in quite a while. So what are the webinar series that I've been talking about? It is about how to excel in a changing environment, creating engagement, and improving your results. And we have in week 1, we're at stage 1, it's about understanding what drives you and getting to know your clients, preparing yourself for success, thinking differently to get different results, foundation for leading edge thinking, tools for managing yourself, your state, the 8 levels of consciousness, knowing who and what your clients care about. You'll learn about cause versus effect. You'll learn about perception. Perception is projection. Defining and creating your outcome based on your strength. So we'll have a strengths finder analysis included. Learning to speak a new language based on the effective communication model, and we'll also have a case study practicing using the communication styles in your next client meeting. Then in week 2, we're at stage 2, envisioning the change and assessing your client's readiness and resistance. Defining the business drivers for change includes case study, transactional versus transformational work with your clients. It's quite a difference. Change readiness assessment of both your company and your clients. We'll do a force field analysis of your client's history of successful change, and we'll have another case study where you're about to meet your client and you do a force field analysis. Then week 3, we're building commitment to the change. Oops, sorry. I got very excited there. The importance of engagement and key factors to an engaged company, both internally and at your client's company. Obstacles to building commitment and success. Communication planning. We'll do a case study developing key messages that you'll describe, where you describe the benefits of your vision and working with you, and we'll be working with you to achieve it. So, and you'll also get to do a what's in it for me communication to your clients, because people need to know what's in it for them in order to be wanting to be in the change product. So stage 4, we'll do stakeholder analysis and communications planning. We'll have stakeholder maps over impact and reaction to change. We have a case study part 4. And we're also looking at stage 4 at the developing talent. Identify the impact of the change and including another case study on how to build staff capability for change. Then at stage 5, we're delivering success. We'll look at culture and consequences of changing the culture, how you can reinforce the change and improve the results, reinforcing that. We'll look at rules of the game in a case study, and we'll be putting it all together to make a plan for you moving forward. So, one of the things that you'll get from this and the benefit you'll get from this is developing from being consultants to becoming trusted peak advisors. You'll get onto your customer's agenda as a change agent, not just as a salesperson. You'll help your customers develop and leverage a successful vision for the future. You'll increase rapport and relationship building skills with your customers, and you'll grow more revenues from existing and also new customers. And there's a whole bunch of other benefits that you get. You can provide specific pragmatic help to deliver the plan, communication messages, engage with key stakeholders. You'll increase rapport and relationship building, grow revenue from existing and new clients, like I said, and then learn from all these models. Wanted to share some other testimonials with you. Harald, being a marketing manager, I've worked with him, and he says that my motivational nature helped him make important choices and got confidence in getting where he wanted to go. And my knowledge of learning how to create those goals really helped him. So, and Beate, she has said that I challenged her to discover the passion and vision for her new lifestyle, setting goals and seeing a clearer path. And Beate is really great, actually, because she took the bold step of, changing countries, selling her apartment, and really changing her life for the better that fitted her vision of what the good life is all about. And Annika, industry manager, says that I have challenged her to chase her dreams and given her the beliefs that she can successfully do it, and also the tools. So, how big a risk are you taking by buying this 6 weeks webinar series that I really want to get you on board with? It's not that big a risk, right? You can get the money back if you have completed the homework and you show it to me, you have strategies done and you have put them into action, and you show me the results that you have gotten. So if we look at what you actually get in this program, in this webinar series, the program that was held at Google, it costs about $5,444. One-on-one coaching with me costs $500, and this is through Skype or Hangout. Materials, case studies, homeworks, tools, presentations, etc. It's at least $1,000, and normally a package like this would cost $6,944. However, in this bargain, in this one-time bargain, you can get it for $997. And the bonus is I'll give you a 1-hour one-to-one business coaching with me worth $500 in the package, in the $997. And you'll get all the materials that are from the training, case study, assessment, presentations, and other tools that I will share with you. So I really want you to consider to buy this 6-week webinar series by clicking on the purchase button below. So, in the last 10 minutes, I want to address any concerns that you might have regarding this webinar series. Even if it's taped, it will be interactive. You get to do the work while I speak and give you examples. And you can also email me with the questions. You'll get templates to make it easier to apply all the tools. And in this webinar, this free webinar, I've told you a lot about how or what you have to do to create rapport with clients, what you have to know to manage yourself, etc. But in these webinar series, I'll tell you how to get the results you really crave. And I wanted to also say that, of course, you can always have a self-development by doing it by yourself. However, if you see the most successful people in any industry, in any field of life, they module people that have already gotten the results. They module people that have already created what they want to create, whether it be in their personal lives, in their careers, in their business, with their loved ones, whatever. So I want you to consider the fact that life is a journey where you'll always be learning, and if you're not learning, you're not growing. And these series of webinars can help you grow in many aspects of life. One, managing yourself, extremely important. If you're gonna lead others and manage others, you have to manage yourself successfully first. Then looking at how you can create a great relationship with your clients, how you can build rapport, how you can manage your clients, and how you can manage your peers and your teams. Really looking at how can we do that, and giving you case studies that you can actually work through them with your own challenges, with your own set of clients, and get examples from how others have achieved their results. And then looking at how you can take all these tools and put them into a strategic plan where you can actually create a great together with your clients, create a great vision and a plan for the future. You'll know a lot more about, for instance, the going back to the managing yourself, the moon meter. You'll learn about the exact expressions used in that. You'll learn about other tools that I've mentioned, like the state story strategy. I'll give you great examples, and I'll teach you tools that I haven't shared that I use every day in managing myself and also managing and creating reports with others. How can you create great value for your clients and really make them ask for business? Like the two past client meetings that I was in, I sat down with clients, I asked them a lot of questions that I will be sharing with you, and we had a great conversation, and I didn't even ask for the business because at the end the client actually wanted to ask for the business and wanted to know how we could work together. And we are developing a strategy on how I can help them, how I can help them reach their goals, create a great vision for their company, and also reach those goals. So you'll learn about how to get things that you have seen and that you have wished would happen, get them down on paper, create a plan, and then actually achieve them. So there's a lot of great stuff in here that I really cannot wait to share with you, and I hope that our paths will meet. And I hope, if you're not signing up with the webinar, I hope that you will send me a mail and let me know what you thought about this webinar and me sharing it with you. Please do give me feedback, don't be shy. Also connect on Twitter, connect with me on Facebook. My name is Tanya Elizabeth Arrow, on Google Plus or LinkedIn as well. I would love to speak to you guys, hear about your needs, hear about your challenges, and that even if you're not signing up, because it's not a must. So I just wanted to really share this. It's a great program. It's really discounted, as you can see, from nearly $7,000 to $997, and you'll then also get the bonus hour with me. So at the end now, I just wanted to congratulate you with using this hour of self-development. It's actually a little bit less than an hour. And then I also wanted to say that it's been a great privilege to serve you. It's been a great privilege to serve you, and I hope to be speaking with you again. And consider signing up for this webinar. You'll learn about how to develop from being consultants to becoming trusted business advisors, getting onto your customer's agenda as a trusted business advisor, help customers develop and leverage a successful vision for the future, and increase rapport and relationship building skills with customers. Grow more revenues from existing and new customers. It's so many powerful tools in this program, so I really hope that you consider going on this journey with me, and I look so much forward to be speaking to you and to share this great journey with you and learn about your challenges. And with those final thoughts, I want to also have an outstanding week. Think about what you want to have accomplished for this week. Think about what you would like to see happening. Make a plan for that. Actually, put it down on paper and make a massive action plan. You remember the potential, the action, the results, and the beliefs, the meaning you give things. Do a lot of stuff to make those things that you want to see happening become real. And you'll be amazed by the results that you will actually have in the week. And it's, again and again, I'm just amazed by the sheer power of actually having a clear outcome and knowing my results, and then going for it. Really just massive action. How can I get this achieved, and how will I celebrate after? That is also very important, and it's in stage 5, week 6 of the webinar series. It's also about how you can reinforce the changes that you've made with the client and the great results that you have made with your clients, how you can reinforce that by celebrating steps of success and celebrating each part of the way. So, my friends, it was a privilege to meet you. It was a privilege to be here speaking to you in this webinar again. I wish you an outstanding week, and until we speak again, thank you for your time and your attention. Namaste.